Everyone, welcome to another night of Overwatch Oasis stream. We are playing Tier 3, still in Week 5. Tonight we have Duck Duck Dive versus Pizza Planet. Your casters and commentators are Jibba16 and Sebi.
Welcome, welcome. It's definitely exciting to commentate over a Tier 3 game. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Yeah. They're saying that they didn't give a ready, but Ragnarok Alex gave one. So, we are good to go. And here's my wonderful stick drift taking us a couple places here. We're gonna test pause. Pause does work. My team from last season, half of the team is on both sides here, which is interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting to watch old teammates go at it.
Ready for battle.
We got some interesting lineups already.
Yeah, from the side of Duck Duck Dive, it looks like we're getting a Rein Zarya along with a Genji. Interesting. I don't know if I've seen gamers play Genji that much, but a Genji Junkrat and the good old Moira Lucio.
Pizza Planet are looking to run the Junkrat Ashe along with Double Shield and Baptiste Mercy here, so they're going to get a nice pocket onto Super Ninja on the Ashe. And with Blob Dragon on the Junkrat, the shield from KED is just going to be promoted pretty quickly.
Is that Mystic Angel on the Moira? I can't see.
From our league, it seems to be. And Gamer's Blood does get the first hit as well. Nice pick at that. But now Clean Poopy can actually go for the res there. It's not worth it, and he picks up another one.
Definitely was advantageous for Duck Duck Dive to run that Lucio, get to point first, really kind of push their, pressure in there to take point and keep Pizza Planet off.
Nice pick from Insane there to start things off, and good swaps from Pizza Planet as well, swapping onto the Pharah and Moira as well for more healing, especially against that Junkrat, and to counter that Genji a little bit more.
And Glob on the Junkrat is kind of cleaning up a little bit here, putting some really good pressure.
Looks like they are going to flip the point at 30%.
So we need to see a change on the side of Duck Duck Dive with maybe a hit skin here to kind of deal with this Pharah Mercy a little bit.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be a problem. I'm not sure if they want to change over just yet, since Gamer's Blood is close to that blade. Daddy being close to the tire as well. That being said, Daddy did take out the Mercy from that pharmacy combo, and it's looking like cleanup from there.
Really aggressive push from Katie, able to get a nice fire strike there onto the Pizza Planet members that were in the corner behind the shield.
It's looking like you got a couple of ults coming online. Definitely in favor of Duck Duck Dive in terms of ult economy here, but don't want to count Pizza Planet out just yet. Are we going to see a triangle there? Here comes the tire. Oh, shot immediately from Super Ninja on the flank there.
Nice tracking.
Absolutely.
Super is going down pretty quickly here on the health. The pocket definitely helping them out.
Back and forth here. Super Ninja does confirm an extra kill for his part. Make that another juicy triple for him, actually. Again, we do see the point flip that Genji does. There we go. Now, coming into this next fight, we are going to see a potential grab blade coming online. Fortunately, Pizza Planet don't have any defensive ults, so they've got to be very careful here. It would be huge if Systemera can eat the grab, but that is not the easiest thing to do in the world.
Even though Daddy didn't get much utilization out of that tire, it was nice to see he tried to engage with it, but he definitely used it so he could switch to the hit scan.
There goes the combo. Did work in their favor. A couple of people still alive, looking like the pharmacy. And System Error's still there, but it looks like cleanup right now. It's really going back and forth right now as well.
Bit of a late stagger there, though, from Super Ninja, so the team will have to either wait for him to get back or push in without him.
Yeah, they do have the barrage available for this final fight. KTB does have the shatter. Lady does have the beat to counter that barrage as well. Let's see if they'll play the smart.
Oh, and both supports immediately go down. Nice focus from Super Ninja.
It was a great flank. They weren't really expecting it, especially for that last fight.
We're seeing some changes here. Gamer's Blood off the Genji onto an Echo. A lot of changes from Pizza Planet there. The tank line completely switched up. Glob Dragon from the Junkrat to the Sim.
Yeah. Pizza Planet don't have many ults to work with that. In fact, they don't have any ults at all at the moment. Zappy is very close to the grab. Early coalescence from Mystic Angel and the beat also. So it's going to create a ton of pressure against Pizza Planet. Though they are getting the picks here. Daddy does find one. I think that two. It's looking like Pizza Planet are going to take it.
We do still have Gamers and Katie on point doing their best to battle this out and stall for the rest of the team to get back, but Katie does go down.
That was incredibly back and forth there. Honestly, could have been anyone's game.
I think Pizza Planet had a little more of the advantage just in regards to the constant switches that they were making.
I do think Dr. Dive do need to be a little bit more wary of the flanks from Super Ninja. He's got quite a bit of value. I'd taken out maybe one or two quite quickly, just by going on the flank. Not necessarily taking the massive with him. Looks like we do have a little bit of a change up for Dr. Dives. Actually running quite a divey comp here with the Ball Diva, Doomfist, Soldier, and the Moira Lucio.
And from Pizza Planet, we are keeping with what just worked. They're still running this Diva and Rhine, the Sim and Farah, and then the Moira Mercy heals.
It's looking like this first fight is going in favor of Dr. Dive here.
Yep.
Gamer's Blood did get the opening pick yet again.
Only really the supports and the Farah on point still. Farah was able to take, Super Ninja able to take Daddy out though. But Daddy should be able to get back to point quickly.
Super Ninja is incredibly close to Barrage right off the bat here.
Looks like we're getting a bit of a change here from Pizza Planet. Dropping the Moira and bringing in a Brig. Showing a lot of versatility in regards to the characters that they can play.
Glob on the Junkrat can definitely help against Zappy's and Gamer's Blood. Super Ninja with that opening pick. Is he going to go for a barrage? Yes, he is.
But Daddy takes Super out.
Nice pick there, currently back and forth. But
I think
Insane is bringing it to his side.
I think that was a really good DM there from Katie to kind of help Daddy out a little bit to not take as much damage and be able to shoot up at them.
There's a nice trap placement there by Glob, able to get or to catch Gamer's Blood off guard there at the end. That's one thing you definitely got to be wary about as a Doomfist fighting against a Junkrat. Any sort of trap in a weird location will just completely ruin everything for you.
That's one thing I feel like you don't see Junkrats do super often. And a nice boop from Super to take Zuckerby off. If you just kind of keep randomly placing your traps down, it definitely ends up helping out a lot.
I agree with that. I think Rico Dive's done a really good job there. This person, that bomb shatter combo. It looks like they did get 2 picks from Daddy Need to use Visor, excuse me. It's currently back and forth, but it's looking like Dive are going to be able to flip this point here.
We do see Super already with his ult again.
Would be smart to just hold it here.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for the next guy.
But unfortunately what Super Ninja's doing here is he needs to escape out before the team is able to kind of kill him, because Duck Duck Dive were able to turn this point here and now staggered a bit for this next fight.
Yeah, that's another 6 seconds off the clock.
Every second is very important in all of these fights.
We do have a few ults coming online for Pizza Planet here though. Duck Duck Dives with 3 of their own. Here come 2 of them. Can the bomb find anyone? No. Barrage does come out. Gamer's Blood takes out Super Ninja.
All
It's
of
like
the ults
they're
are happening.
starting to look around the corners for a sneaky Super Ninja now.
And Super Ninja did use ult there, was not able to get anybody. But Glob with a 3k.
I think that's play there. Oh,
And
but is it?
Zuckerby able to knock the Diva off. And
Seemed
it
like
looks...
that tire was... Where is it?
It seemed like it was going to be big enough, but it looks like Duck Duck Dive will be... Hopefully once, if they can get rid of this Moira, able to kind of help focus this down.
Break does come in with Rally. Gonna be very difficult getting her off when she is focused down. Ninja does get the kill onto her with Toa. And he did pop the B. I think they want to secure this. And it's looking like it's gonna go that way right now. It's dragging out right now.
Smart move, though, to use those ults there at the end, you know. Want to try and secure it as quick as you can. Keep all of your team up so you don't lose anybody in that fight and give any number advantage there to Pizza Planet.
Absolutely, you don't want the rest of your team dying to any random shenanigans, so popping that beat was really smart, especially for that last fight.
Now another map that's very good for Dive.
Looks like we may see it from Duck Duck Dive as well, actually. Still running the Bald Diva. They've swapped Gamer's Blood onto the Echo this time around.
Yeah, that Moira did live forever. So it looks like on the side of Duck Duck Dive, they are not really changing anything up, except instead of gamers being on the Doom, gamers will be on the Echo.
Looks like Super Ninja has gotten off the Pharah. I think Duck Duck Dive got used to his Pharah pretty quickly there. So, smart usage of main use strength.
Yeah, Insane back on his the ball that he's very well known for, and Super Ninja on Reaper, which last season I do recall him being a very good Reaper.
System does take out his counterpart there. Ninja with a pick as well. Currently no tanks for Duck Duck Dive, excuse me. But it's not looking like enough. I am liking the reset here from Duck Duck Dive though. Super Ninja get a pick front line, not looking likely. Baby is there with the DM.
Ooh, actually able to take Mystic Angel out.
And the Blossom does take Haley out as well, surprisingly, even with the Diva's DM. I don't think the Diva was close enough.
What an early ult built there from Super. An impressive time to use it too, knowing that hopefully he will be able to, you know, build up another one within these next 2 team fights and definitely secure the point for them for a little bit longer.
I mean, it's fair play to use it since they've got quite a few ults coming online for this next fight. As do Duck Duck Dive, so this is definitely going to be an interesting next fight. That being said, here come the mines from Insane.
It looks like what Pizza Planet is trying to do is just sort of keep Duck Duck Dive off point as long as possible.
Insane's mines are doing a really good job here, actually. He did find two. Zuckerby's found one earlier.
Engaged. Reaper.
Currently Duck Duck Dive down one. Zuckerby's does find another.
It's just every triangle is being pressed right now. So we saw Echo come out. Echo did copy the Reaper, was able to use that. We saw Mines come out from Zuckerby. We did see a Diva Bomb from System. We saw Koas from both Moiras. Saw Beat, both teams.
It is interesting to note, though, that Insane is almost at another minefield for this next fight. That being said, so is Zuckerby's. So, both boards were doing a lot of work in that fight there. Aside from that, Super Ninja has Blossom coming online very soon, but nothing else. Would be in the favor of Duck Duck Dive to maybe bait out ult, potentially from Zuckerby.
System error very low. Both tanks low for Pizza Planet. Just need to see Duck Duck Dive kind of focus some attention on them.
Counter mines. He takes out his counterpart and also takes out the Diva. So tanks for Pizza Planet right now, but Super Ninja brings it back. Daddy pops the visor. Coalescence as well. I feel like I went from saying there's no ults to there's 600 in this fight alone.
Queen had a really nice Moira out there, trying really hard to keep the rest of Pizza Planet up, but just unfortunately the damage that was coming in from Duck Duck Dive was too much for them. But yeah, like chat's saying, the support ults are pretty much mirrored on each other right here, right now. Especially these Moiras.
I think KKB is definitely going to be happy knowing that Alex doesn't have beat just yet. So hopefully they can get a cheeky pick or 6 with this bomb.
Able to take out 2.
That's a huge bomb there.
That is just what they needed.
For this last fight right now.
And no Koa either to come out unless Queen can do a good job building it up, but Queen does go down.
Famous Blood is doing a really good job fragging here. The tide does come out. Is it going to be big? Mom does find Haley though.
Tyre does find Daddy.
This is anyone's fight right now.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Famous Blood does get the DMF onto System Error.
Smart.
The beat does come out.
Smart of Gamer to go for the Diva, take another tank here, especially a tank that can throw a bomb like that.
Pile driver into the Diva bomb. Gamer's Blood with a 4K right now. What they gotta do is take System Error out.
And then just
Any
stop.
more touch? Damn, that was incredibly back and forth there. You can't have a favourite just over watching that last map.
I was actually really impressed there with Gamer's Blood that last match. And also with the way that Katie and Zuckerby played their dive together. They both definitely knew which characters they were trying to focus down there. All of Pizza Planet played that way, where you could see their target focus was definitely, you know, one singular person, but it just looked like maybe they had like an over ult or two. And when they were doing those ults, they went into individual fights instead of still focusing down the one person.
Yeah, agreed. I think there was quite a few times where both teams had very few ults to work with. If they try to get into the habit of using, you know, 2 ults maximum per fight, they could really sort of benefit off that and keep the ball rolling every fight and have ults to work with. What does chat think? Chat, give us the GM knowledge.
Alright, so I'm gonna make some swaps here for Pizza Planet 'cause they've already told us who they want in and out.
Sounds good. Looks like they've got their rosters in ahead of time. Or their lineups, I should say.
Both teams do have an extra person here to watch, so they're gonna take up those last spectator spots.
Yeah, that should be fine. Damn, we got a full house.
It's always nice having a full house. Oh, Sovereign was the last one to come in.
So quite a few old teammates here then.
For both, I think I've been on a team with like almost majority of the people in this game. All right, map 2, we have Sucker Katie, Killer Bot, in for Mystic Angel. Will be nice to see.
Maybe see him on that Lucio.
Killer finally gets to play Lucio out of tank hell.
Tanking's not so bad. All you need is a hard pocket, comms 24/7, and an extra shield. You'll hit GM in no time.
What map are we going to? Hollywood?
Yes.
Why is this not scrolling all the way down for me? Anytime I can't like, oh, there we go. 'Cause I'm an idiot. It's been a while. Where is Hollywood? All the way at the bottom.
I'm not surprised. Actually, if you watch the first game, it was incredibly back and forth. It could have been anyone's game there.
They did run Super Ninja Dark. And Super was doing a really good job. Had some really sneaky flanks as a Pharah. Just duck, duck, dive. Changed together as a team and did what they needed to counter. Having a Diva to fly up into the Pharah along with a hit scan definitely helped them out.
Yeah, they were making sure to check their corners as well. After the first few times that Super Ninja got away with a couple of flanks, they started to adapt, and it was quite difficult for Super Ninja to play a Pharah against that team.
And we did get A ready from both teams.
Any heroes you want to see coming into this?
I mean, a sneaky sim strat's always good on this one. I do love seeing a Pharah. I do love seeing like a Widow or an Ashe. So, I think it could be seeing that Korean is in. Would really like to see some kind of maybe Widow duel between him and Gamers.
Do you think he'll bring out the Widow for defense here?
No, I don't. I think, well, they're on attack.
Are they? Excuse me, you are correct. Looks like they're going to be going for a Bastion Mei instead of that Widow that we were thinking of.
Bastion, everybody's favorite.
It's interesting that they're going to go for a Rhine and and a Zarya. Usually when playing a Bastion you want to go for a double shield, unless Korean is trolling us. Knew it.
Of course he is. It looks like they might have run that. They were gonna maybe try and run something, but definitely nice to see this Brawl that they're gonna run instead.
I do like the hold up here from Duck Duck Dives though. They are running quite a spammy double shield comp with that Junkrat. Ash doesn't have a pocket though, so one thing to watch out for. But the dynamite is going to bring in a lot of value, especially from the high ground.
Yeah, definitely interesting heals here from Duck Duck Dive. Normally what you would see for this first point hold would be, you know, a Baptiste Mercy, but...
I am liking the rotation from Pizza Planet here now. It's pretty much forced Duck Dive back onto point.
Really nice walls from Super Ninja here, able to kind of separate the team so they don't take too much damage, but Daddy Ninja gets really accurate shots in on both DPS.
DPS of Dive did frag just there. And although Pizza Planet did take a couple with them, it's not enough for them to take that point.
And it looks like Super Ninja might get slow staggered here.
One thing they've got to watch out for.
Yeah, using his
Daddy
ults to keep himself up a little bit, unfortunately, was bad for the rest of the team. That's kind of one of those, you know, get out or die quick situations. Bap for more space. Yeah, I agree with you.
Spam. Instead of the Lucio, yeah, makes more sense. And he's with that immortality build, it just makes life so much easier for the rest of the team.
I mean, the Lucio ult is great to help, you know, in these fights if you really need it as a defensive ult, but you have to build that up quick enough.
And usually you'll get that once every 2 fights, whereas with the Baptiste ult, or Baptiste Immort, it's usually every 20 seconds, correct me if I'm wrong?
Not entirely sure. No Diva to eat the spam is kind of weak. Yeah, I think right now they need to be able to kind of push through this quickly, so they either need to all rotate together and get that Mei wallet up immediately so they can take less damage while rotating, or they definitely would need a Diva to kind of eat some of the spam here.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Junkrat spam is doing a ton of work onto Fishy's shield there. They've got nothing else to work with. That was a pretty big flux there.
None of Duck Duck Dive got caught in that. And the male. But Pizza Planet were able to get a nice rotation and go up front. And will now have to face Bob.
That's a Bob on high ground there. Kind of a terrifying sight. He's going to stop any potential players coming from spawn, but they have passed him. It's like a flurry of ults. A nice bubble there from Insane. Did save himself from getting deleted by that tire.
Ragnar Alex is
one less ult that they need to worry about coming into this next fight. Unless Daddy swaps.
Stop the payload.
Daddy tried really hard with that tire to kind of try and save point as much as he could, but Zarya was ready with, you know, personal bubble and friendly bubble.
I was just about to say, I think both teams really wanted to keep that point, so they may have over-ulted there. But since both teams over-ulted, I guess it's no one loses value in a sense. The hard shield, High Noon finds 2. The DPS from Pizza Planet are starting to frag now.
Looks like Pizza Planet is just kind of uncontested in moving this payload right now. Nice early High Noon there from Korean, and already we see he's 30% back to his ult.
You see Duck Duck Dive holding here though. Oh, it does come out. Super Ninja does get that pick onto Gamer's Blood immediately though.
A tank change from Duck Duck Dive too to help them kind of brawl in here a little bit more, be a little more mobile. I think definitely what they needed instead of the double shield, which was just going down to the McCree and the Pharah.
Was able to take out both hit scan there. So now he's going to have free roam coming into his fight. We're gonna see a
Gamers,
barrage.
yeah, I was gonna say, Gamers up here on the top left trying to get some damage done, but you do have Super Ninja in the back just dealing a lot onto Katie and forcing Katie off of point.
Yeah, Super Ninja just doing a ton of work there, creating a lot of space for his team, and just allowed the rest of his team to do a lot of damage on their own. That they've got what, 5 ults now coming into this
Yeah.
next fight.
I was gonna say just the one ult used there from Quandros was able to allow the rest of Pizza Planet to have 5 ults for this next fight. And they should, as a mercy, be able to rebuild their ult fairly quickly.
Nice pick again from Super Ninja. It's gonna take a lot of time off. Looks like Dr. Dive are gonna possibly go into this as a 5v6. Daddy Need You does get Super Ninja.
Korean maybe used that ult a little bit early. It was definitely used to back Duck Duck Dive off, but was not able to get around the corner to capitalize upon that hammer down and do anything with it.
Daddy Need You is doing work here and did find himself a triple, make that a quad right now. Fortunately, Korean was able to take out Katie before being taken out himself. It looks like Duck Duck Dive are going to come into this with pretty much 6 ults here and potentially stop that snowball effect that happened from first point up until now.
Quite a few early fights, but Daddy's ult is able to take out Super Ninja's ult. And he's just raining damage down onto them right now.
That's correct. Fortunately, Duck Duck Dive have managed to draw out quite a few ults from Pizza Planet there.
Yep, it looks like we saw 3 ults from Pizza Planet, and we only saw 2 come out here from Duck Duck Dive. 1 heal ult, you know, to help maintain the rest of the team, and that DPS ult.
But Fishy is getting pretty close to the shatter. They might want to go for a high noon shatter combo. Is that a block shatter there?
It was a block shatter.
Let's check there. Green does find KP.
The other lucky thing about that charge there is they were able to kind of bump Korean far back there, and so Duck Duck Dive were not punished by not having their main tank to block that.
Green is doing work here. As I say that, Daddy Need You does take him out. Pizza
Killer-
Planet are looking kind of healthy coming into this last fight.
Killerbot did a really good job as the Lucio sort of trying to dance around on point there to allow the rest of Duck Duck Dive to respawn and keep that that payload from moving in too much.
Found one, I believe, there. Nice beat there from Killer. Gamer's Blood has copied the Barra. So we're going to see a barrage coming any second now. There it is. Is it enough though? It's looking like Pizza Planet are going to take this all the way. And the Lucio couldn't touch, unfortunately. I think if you look at that from both sides, it's kind of a positive there. For the defending side, he did manage to get it into overtime, and for the attacking side, for a moment there, it did look kind of problematic and worrisome, but they did actually get the triple points.
Yeah, it did. It definitely looked like when Pizza Planet was attacking, they were having a really hard time getting through this first choke. Nation, welcome to the stream. They had a rough time getting through that first choke. You know, they tried a couple of different comps, they tried a couple of different rotations, and honestly, they kind of just had to wait until that last 1 minute push where you kind of use every ult and you try and bait out as much of the enemy team's ults as you can. But it worked for them.
More power to it.
And then just from there, after that, Pizza Planet did a really good job of trying to combo their ults a little bit better, not over ult, and, you know, target focus so that they really didn't have to use any ults until the end of second point there.
Yeah, and it worked to their favor there. Looked like all odds were against them, but they did bring it back. So it's looking like Pizza Planet here are going to be running that double shield. They've got the McCree and May along with Baptiste and Moira.
And from Duck Duck Dive, they are going to be running a Pharah Mercy, a Rhine, Zarya, Junkrat, and Moira. So, gonna be hard for them to get through this choke, especially get through this Mei wall without taking,
That was a
you
really
know.
good fight, Gamer's Blood. Ooh, but a nice snipe from Fishy. Able to find Daddy Needs You. It's looking like a cleanup here from Pizza Planet.
Yeah.
Robot does get the res on to Daddy Needs You, and Daddy Needs You does take Super out with it. Pizza Planet don't have a Mercy, so they can't res that. If Duck Duck Dive reset fairly quickly, they can take this as a 6v5.
This would be a moment, yeah. The two DPSs are definitely doing some pressure in onto the shield as much as they can here. But it looks like that Mei is back in the fight now. Duck Duck Dive were able to kind of push through though, and that wall was not really utilized probably as well as Super wanted it to be.
There's a really nice res there by Killerbot, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't look like it mattered as Pizza Planet were just gonna roll through them.
Pizza Planet had some really good target focus there.
Absolutely, you could tell.
Knew to take those tanks down first and then kind of work on those healers.
Whoever the shot caller is for that team, you need to take a bow. Now it's about that time. We're going to see quite a few ults. I'm liking this rotation, taking the high ground here.
This is exactly what Pizza Planet did to them. Able,
Flux, High Noon, and Barrage out.
yeah. High Noon was able to negate, Barrage was able to negate the High Noon there.
Yeah, and it's looking like both teams really want this point. Well, the
That was
chat does find the enemy Ryan.
Big hammer down from Katie.
It may look like Duck Duck Dive are going to take this.
Daddy able to use that tire, which looked at the end there to be like it had the potential to be overused, but to find Korean as Korean was on his way back, and that should give Korean a long spawn.
I think from where he was, which was coming back from spawn, he wasn't sure if the team fight was won or lost, so wanted to confirm it with that tire. And I mean, at least he got the long spawn for Korean there.
Yeah, Super Ninja does get off the Mei onto an Ashe, but goes down almost immediately to the Pharah Mercy pocket. I like Duck Duck Dive playing aggressive, foregoing cart and only leaving one person there, and just kind of trying to know that Pizza Planet is down, do what they can, but Korean really punishing them for that.
They're doing a really good job there. They did get a pick back, but it's not looking like enough. I do like the retreat here from Duck Duck Dive there. Do have a couple of ults online for both teams. Really, ult economy is in anyone's favour here, as Duck Duck Dive also have quite a few ults coming online for the next fight.
Suckerby using their shield or their bubble to try and get some charge here.
Nice grab, does find both of the tanks. Gamer's Blood does find one, but again, Pizza Planet.
Able to use some really nice ults there to kind of counter. Really good Sigma Grav along with the Coalescence from the Moira.
They do still have the Reinhardt Shatter to work with, along with the Matrix, and Bob is going to be around pretty soon.
One dynamite and Bob will be here for, one good dynamite will be here for next fight. Daddy able to take out two though. Another well-placed tire.
For a shattered tire combo. Don't really see that very often, but worked out quite well for them there.
Unfortunately, leaving Haley there on the point themselves to deal with Super Ninja's Ashe. Leaves Duck Duck Dive down their main healer while Pizza Planet does have the spawn advantage.
I think they've noticed Super Ninja. Looks like Insane finally saw him, but not before Bob took out Killerbot. It's going back and forth right now in favor of Duck Duck Dive.
Nice wall
Pizza Planet
there.
couldn't touch.
Nice wall
That was a
from
really
Gamer's
nice
Blood to negate the the Baptiste field there, the Matrix, and to stop Pizza Planet from being able to touch.
Now again, we've got to this corner. May see a potential shatter High Noon.
Ult advantage fairly even here on both sides.
It's a nice wall there from Gamer's Blood, but doesn't matter for Korean. He's gonna find himself 2 with the High Noon, and then 2 more. Damn, was that a 5k?
Korean already almost halfway back to another High Noon. And Super Ninja did just switch to the Pharah themselves, I think, and almost has their ult up now.
Yeah, looking like he's going onto his comfort pick.
Pizza Planet almost has all 6, or not Pizza Planet, Duck Duck Dive almost has all 6 online here.
One thing Super Ninja does need to worry about is that the DPS won't be afraid to swap to the double hit scan if he is giving them too much pressure.
60 seconds.
It's looking like Pizza Planet are doing a really good job holding here. They do have 4 ults coming online.
A little surprised we didn't see at least one ult come out there early on the side of Duck Duck Dive, especially when they had the Rhine walled off and the Zarya. That May ult could have been, you know, really good to freeze them, start to take them out.
You see the grab and tire coming out. The grab barrage is even stronger. Super Ninja finds himself. Oh. Now this is looking worrisome for Duck Duck Dive here. They do have 2 big ults.
But we might see another hammer. Yep. They were looking for it, but Katie returns with her own hammer down, able to knock Korean out of it.
Doing a really nice job actually. Was able to find 2, or was that 3? The rest of them was able to sort of capitalize on that. It's anyone's fight at the moment. It's looking like a 3v3, but Katie did find another. Blizzard does come out. Oh, that was a really nice bubble, able to get the Mercy out of the Blizzard there.
And it looks like
Insane.
Pizza Planet will be able to kind of come back and be able to touch that Zarya in the backline, sort of just melting away.
Nice wall there by Gamer's Blood as well.
Getting higher and higher charged.
Another grab. Job that may have the cryo freeze there. Again, a nice wall. This Rhine is definitely in a position for that. He has been quite
Duck Duck Dive doing an amazing job right now, staying on this point and just doing their best to kind of allow them to stabilize as much as possible, especially through all these ults that Pizza Planet are building.
It's looking like Duck Duck Dive may have the comeback here.
But still, Insane has not gone down yet on this Zarya. Has really stalled that point from moving.
If she does have a shatter to work with for this last fight, it can be juicy. Does find, what is that, 3? It's looking like Pizza Planet are gonna take this.
An incredible try, though, there from Duck Duck Dive.
Like I was saying earlier, it's honestly anyone's game. This has to be the grab here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Super Ninja also finding himself a 5k. Didn't want to be outshined by Korean wannabe. So thought, you know what, I'll get
Almost
my
a
own 5k there.
20-minute map there. Okay, if you can keep an eye on match chat, I'm going to go to the favorite part of these large lobbies.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Chat, what do you think we need to see from either team here to kind of get the momentum on next map? Farah is definitely getting a lot of work done, so maybe a double hit scan from Duck Duck Dive?
They were running the double hit scan at a point, which caused Super Ninja to swap off the Pharah, I believe. I think it was Daddy did swap to the Tor, but then really quickly swapped to the Soldier to help out Gamer's Blood. But yeah, with the score being 1-1, I'm honestly not surprised with how both teams are playing right now. I really want to see a Bastion though.
Some more Winston. Dive.
Winston would be interesting. Though most of this team, a lot of them do play Junkrat and Pharah, so it would be rough playing a Winston into that. I think a lot of them play Reaper as well for the DPS. Whether Dive actually does anything or not, it's just it's definitely fun to watch Overhauled. Surely you can agree with me on that. No, I just want to see Dice. I also want to see Dice. So next map will be
Hanamura.
one of the better TCP maps, I should say.
Alright, it looks like Psycho has a chat bug. So we're gonna have to... Yeah, it's just a full lobby, so we have to swap somebody real quick for the...
So I feel they should have more aggression with the double shield and try to melt the tanks, therefore just ignoring the Pharah until the end. The only problem with that is Super Ninja is doing an insane job on the Pharah, and realistically they can't just ignore him, because otherwise he's going to get 2 or 3 picks. Yeah, exactly what Overhauled is saying. I think the only way they'd be able to do that is by having maybe just one hero give a little bit of pressure to the Pharah so that they can't do whatever they want. Maybe a McCree. And while the McCree is sort of dancing around with the Pharah, the tanks sort of try and roll in with their double shield. That's why I said McCree, since he can just apply pressure. Okay, Mr. McCree, as Wolf likes to say. Double hit scan isn't necessary, just... It depends. If you have a Mercy, it's definitely not necessary, but, I mean, maybe if you're having an off game, or if you feel like the Pharah is still doing a lot, then you've got to swallow your pride there and go for the double hit scan. Yeah, any hit scan with a Mercy should be enough, but these are stressful games. Just be a good McCree and click heads. Pretty sure Overhaul can teach us all how to do that.
Alright, and we have ready, so we have fixed chat bug and we can go.
Okay, so now I believe Pizza Planet are gonna be defending. I actually really want to see a Bastion for defense here with the double shield.
Where
Maybe
would you
have
want the
the
Bastion
Orisa.
to be set up?
Have the Orisa and Bastion set up top right with the Reinhardt and a Mei on choke. Definitely would be fun to watch and see if Duck Duck Dive can pass through or not.
I think we're gonna see...
Ready for battle.
None of that.
Yep. I think for attack from Pizza Planet, we might also see a Mei Sim. I wouldn't be surprised if we do. Or we might see like a Sim Bastion.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
But they are running the double shield for defense with Orisa Rhine. Glob on the Junkrat is going to be doing a lot of work in that tight choke. And Psycho Mantis on the DPS is going to also get a pocket by the Mercy, so he's definitely going to be doing a lot of spam damage there. Definitely something that Duck Duck Dive need to watch out for, especially since they are running that Rhine Tsar,
One.
the
Attackers
tanks there.
It looks like they are just gonna probably try and teleport their way through point here, especially because they're not running a Lucio.
Are they
So
going to do a Mei Sim strat?
I think so.
There it is, just completely avoiding all of that unnecessary spam damage. Glob does get the
Able.
big one to Lily, but it is rezzed by Sakura.
They are able to wall off CM Punk from getting there with the rest of the team, so Punk had to go all the way around there.
Glob yet again with another pick. And that's a big pick at that, taking out our demo.
Really good walls
Sovereign
here
has
from
taken out
Gamer.
Fishy. Anyone's game right now. On an even bigger res onto Fishy.
Both
Duck
tanks
Dive
walled
Bar.
off from supports though.
Quite healthy there. Fishy's doing a lot of work, putting a lot of damage there, as is Glob. Getting a lot of hits in this tiny room right now.
Really nice use of jump from Ragnarok Alex on the Baptiste to get over that Mei wall so that he could get to the rest of his two tanks there, make sure that they were healed up. And we did see Clean trying to heal as the Mercy through the windows.
1 minute in and 5 ults online already. It's crazy.
Looks like we're still going to try a teleport strat, but I think, yep, we will be going up top this time and dropping on them.
What's nice to see is both teams are running the Baptiste though, so they definitely do have a get out of jail free card here. That being said, Globrack does get Gamer's Blood with the tire.
A lot of ults here from the side of Duck Duck Dive. Almost wonder if they're maybe planning on changing their DPS up here if this fight does not work out for them.
That was a nice res by Sakura. Things are going back and forth right now. Lily is getting a lot of value on the sim right now because of the double shield. Doing a ton of damage. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her ult in the next maybe 20 seconds.
Oh, but she does go down to Glob Dragon. JK. Against a Junka Sim is a no-no. So it looks like we will be changing up the DPSs though.
Dr. Dive do have a graph to work with. You think it would be smart to use it or wait for a follow-up ult?
You're almost in some last fight territory. I would wait out that baffle and then I would use it after that. You gotta, at this point.
See, I would save it since it's becoming a last fight. You can definitely build an ult or two. Like you can sort of go completely crazy for the last fight.
Lily's able to get a lot of damage sort of going here from a distance.
He's going in favor of Dr. Dive at the moment though.
Nice counter charge from Fishy to make sure he does not get taken off point. I like Psycho Mantis's train of thought there to reset, get back to the rest of the team.
Yeah, good job not not staggering, but just giving a ton of ult charge for free there. So, love to see when teams do that. Will it matter?
Lily already 80% to Bob here.
Let's get quite a few ults here.
And that Bob goes off and onto the ground.
Oh wait a minute, is he gonna get the mercy? He does. Psycho Mantis is weirdly placed. Bob does get Sakura.
Lily unfortunately coach gunned herself back into Bob's sights there. We did see.
That was a big brain Bob placement.
We did see Mystic Angel try to use Koa to keep her up. But it looks like Duck Duck Dive is able to kind of just keep battling away at Pizza Planet here.
Now the problem is, can they take out the ball?
Bob will be coming back onto point.
Bob will definitely help with the damage here and just make it that much more easy. Lily is popping off here with a nice headshot on the glove, along with that dynamite. I'm liking the stall here from Pizza Planet. Not enough. Dr. Dive take it with just under 2 minutes.
Looked a little dicey there in the beginning, but they definitely made a good swap at the end.
I'm just surprised how that Bob managed to find 2 kills down there.
You always have to be aware of where Bob is, even if he's not on point and not directly in your face. Peek the wrong angle and you can go down.
I mean, with the way that final point is designed, it's really easy for a Bob to accidentally go down there. It's happened to me so many times.
I mean, I throw my Bob off Nepal all the time. So he has a mind of his own sometimes.
So for Dr. Dive, it looks like they're going to be running a similar sort of DPS lineup with the Junkrat and Ash. They will be running Brawly tanks instead of the double shield, and they are going to be running Mercy and Ana, so no protective bubble this time around.
Looks like we're not getting any fun sim strats or May strats, which Cycle's normally known for on these 2 CPs, but instead we're going to keep it fairly uniformed with a Ryan Diva. We're back onto this Pharah Junkrat combo and a Moira Mercy.
Yeah, that is going to be a ton of spam damage from both teams. Depending... What a huge pick actually from Psycho Mantis. It should get res. Maybe. Maybe not. Gamer's Blood does get the pick onto Psycho Mantis, but the love returns the favor.
I almost wonder if Sakura is kind of holding that res for if one of the tanks goes down.
Definitely an interesting train of thought there.
Ash should be able to get back fairly quickly, especially if they take that, you know, outer point rotation, but it looks like they are back.
Ragnarok Alex finding himself a two-piece there. It's looking like he's planning on going to take this rather comfortably. They're going to go into the next fight with... I'm really bad with these numbers. I think it's 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, it should be about 5.5 to maybe 6. Yep, just short of 6.
I'll give myself a pat on the back for that.
That would be my controller dying, chat. Per usual.
Now it's interesting that Gamer's Blood did swap to the Tracer here. I would say that Junkrat would be far more useful on second point defense.
I think they swapped to the Tracer to get back to point fairly quickly there, and they probably see that they almost have ult, so they just kind of want to utilize that. Plus, you do have CM Punk on that Diva, kind of able to eat in any spam damage there. So maybe, you know, Gamers on that Tracer is better to kind of attack those healers in the backline. Would be my train of thought.
Planet are doing a really good job here. Don't Dive need to use a few ults. They want to hold on to this point. Does come out and does find our demo. Nice res from Clean. Psycho looking to clean up right now. Gamer's Blood does get a really nice kill onto Ragnarok Alex, so that's the main healer for Pizza Planet Bun right now.
Sakura booped off of bringing Gamer's Blood back to life, but it looks like Gamer's Blood will be switching to that Mei for that better stall character.
It's all going back and forth right now. They're more in favor for Pizza Planet. A nice res again by Clean. Made up like Pizza Planet are going to take this. Ball does come out for stall.
Still 2 on point here. 3 on point now. Duck Duck Dive not giving this point up without a huge fight.
Looks like we're gonna...
And now we have Bob in the mix here. That 7th person might be the game changer.
That was an insane sort of dodge from the Bob by Clean. As I say that, they were taken out by the Power Driver. Psycho finding 3 there in his garage. Doesn't look like Duck Dive can hold this.
They were able to eat about, I would say, a solid 2 minutes off of that clock, though, because Pizza Planet pushed right in on that. And they definitely had about, we'll say, 5 and 15 when they engaged that fight.
Yeah, so they did take about 2 minutes off the clock there, fortunately. So again, this game is pretty winnable for either team. 2 minutes versus 3:30. I mean, if you're Pizza Planet, you're looking kind of healthy.
Especially with how quickly they did take first point, but if Duck Duck Dive attacks, you know, with a different, I think, setup here this time, I think it will be a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, they do have to remember they've only got half the time as they originally did, and they only got... Was it the very last fight? Or second to last fight that they were able to get it?
Yep.
Roughly 30 seconds
Last
left?
fight. Yep.
Yeah, so whatever they choose has to be...
They had
considered
about 1:10 when they started pushing in on that last fight, and then they used some ults there and capped it with about 25 seconds left.
So it looks like they are actually going to be running the dive with the Genji Soldier. Definitely going to be interesting. Fortunately, they do have the soldier for Psycho Mantis on the Pharah.
Looks like
No
they
mercy,
plan.
so
Yeah, they plan to just maybe push through these shields as much as they can.
it will be tough because CM Punk is Orisa. So we'll see how great this dive can be against an Orisa. As soon as they pop golden, it's almost impossible to get rid of them.
Yeah, you really got to focus down these tanks on Pizza Planet's side, because they're going to keep the rest of their team up. Oh, and Gamer's Blood caught in Glob's trap.
Gamer's Blood almost to his ult though, so he definitely did do a lot of work while he was at point. A big blade could be key, but I am liking these daggers right now for Pizza Planet.
Please don't pause.
Dive need to
Stop.
just hard group. Are you telling me to stop?
No, my dog.
I was freaking out like, wait, what?
She's nudging my hands here. I like this rotation here from Duck Duck Dive. Trying to kind of keep as much cover as they can, so they're not taking too much spam from the Junkrat there.
The only problem I see here with one dive is it's really difficult to dive any one member of Pizza Planet. They've all got the maneuverability to sort of get out of anything. Seems like we're seeing that right now. As Pizza Planet will hold this. Gamer's Blood is the last hold. Looks like a full hold. Oh, the ball does touch at the very last second. Our demo here. Is it going to be enough?
And now we have Lucio on point too. Lucio able to beat. Hoping to keep as much of the team up. If they can just stay up long enough for Duck Duck Dive to build up some ults here, especially Daddy's ult in this Diva Bomb. Or, I'm sorry, not Daddy's. Lily's ult.
Comes Lily's ult. Does find Psycho Mantis. Oh, and it's starting to look like a potential reverse here. Or Duck Duck Dive. This would be insane if they bring this back. Sakura with a pick onto the clean. Rob does get Sakura though. Currently a 3v2. Is that going to be a big tire? It's a huge tire. Blob with a 4k.
Glob able to save that point.
Score 2-2. Switching sides.
Seth, what do you mean? I always bot.
Initiating match.
I definitely would be worried if I was a Duck Duck Dive here. Pizza Planet have 3.5 minutes to get one tick. Chat, what would you guys do in this situation? What sort of clumps would you want to see?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Okay, it looks like they're going to be running the double main heals, double shield tanks, and Junkrat Soldier for defense. We do see that double spam coming from Pizza Planet. Reinhardt Diva with the Mercy and Moira.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
It's definitely risky running the Mercy and Moira instead of maybe a Baptiste or a Lucio. Definitely want a defensive ult, especially if you want to hold a point for 3 minutes.
Overhaul just wants McCree and he wants to play McCree.
That was a huge opening pick from Psycho Mantis as well. Took out the Mercy, so no res available for Duck Duck Dive.
CM Punk able to also take out 2.
Looking like cleanup from there.
Mein Schutzengel ist
Victory.
Start of that, it was looking quite even. Um, Honestly, I feel like if it wasn't for that Junkrat play by Glob, it could have gone the full distance there. I think this is going to be the play that we're talking about.
To be fair, though, that Koa from Ragnarok Alex was able to help keep Glob up through a lot of damage there. Because the two of them did contest that point for a little bit, and if there were no heals on Glob, then, you know, she would not have been able to get that tire off.
It is 2-1 now to Pizza Planet. Yeah, fortunately the Diva did get out of mech there. Glob was pretty low, so if she had boosters and was still in mech, that could have gone slightly differently for Glob and Pizza Planet there.
Can you ask for swaps? If you focus the Junkrat early in a fight, they would win, as well as hard focusing more. Yeah, that's sometimes why you definitely need to make sure your shot caller is very strong in regards to knowing who to target focus, but also knowing maybe who's close to ult and who already has it, because then you know who's the primary targets to take out there and who's kind of the people that you can maybe put on the back burner during a fight.
Okay, so we got the lineups for both teams here.
All right. Do you mind reading them to me?
Yep, so for Pizza Planet we have Insane and System.
Okay.
Psycho and Korean.
Okay.
Jandros and Zoompunk. Or is it Handros? Jandros?
Wandros.
Wandros? There's no U in there though.
There used to be. That's probably why I'm used to saying it that way.
There used to be.
That was awful. All right. And what sort of changes do we have for the Ducks?
Suck and Killer for tank. Gamer and Ardemo for DPS. And the heals are the same. Gibraltar is definitely a better dive map. So hopefully we can see some dive being played out on a escort map. I'm not really a huge fan of seeing dive on 2CP or King of the Hill.
Do we have readies for both?
Someone's got chat bug.
Oh
Mr.
my
Kenji,
god. Why does everyone always have chat bugs?
do the thing.
Shout out to Bambi for being the fixer of chat bugs.
It must be related to Jeff Kaplan some way. So Pizza Planet are ready. We just gotta wait for the ready on Duck Duck Dives. I think they're still sorting out the chat bug. I've not heard anything. And we've got a ready from both teams.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Initiating match.
Yeah, tracking cooldowns is massive for climbing, in my opinion. One hero's cooldown could be the downfall of one of your teammates, so calling that out or just keeping track of that can add huge value to your team.
Ready for battle.
Okay. So it looks like Duck Duck Dives
Attackers
are going to be running the double shield with the Junkrat and Widow. Is that the first time we're seeing a Widow here? Good talk. They've got the Moira and Zen as well for backup.
It is the first time we're seeing a widow. Sorry, I was watching my dog. Just kind of wandering around, doing weird things. Oh, and you lose your Bastion, unfortunately, and now we have another McCree.
A lot of Farah love from both teams here tonight.
Stop the pain.
Interesting to see that the attacking side aren't going to be running any defensive out there. Nice headshot from Gamer's Blood onto Juandros. To the
Gamer's
Farah
taking
as well.
single-handedly taking out this Farah Mercy.
Well, way to start.
But we do need to
If I
see...
was Duck Duck Dive, I would go immediately onto that point and rush the four left.
I was going to say, we do need to see them rotate here. Not allow them to push this cart any further.
Liking the thought process behind Sister Mara here to dive that Widow. She's definitely doing a lot of work, so denying any team is the play to make there.
Now, Doggo's getting hyped for map 4.
Zuckerby does take them out. This pharmacy has to be careful. Widow does have sights. Just waiting for them to peek. Ooh, and a juicy headshot. I like this aggression from Gamer's Blood, chasing that Mercy, hopefully getting that pick. Our Demo with a double on that tire. Gamer's Blood with the follow-up as well, taking out both healers along with that Farah from earlier.
What kind of swaps do you think we need to see here from Pizza Planet, if any?
From Pizza Planet?
I know they have almost
I would
every
say-
ult online here. Is it just a matter
I
of
would
using
say
them
maybe
properly?
Widow over the McCree, because then Gamer's Blood is going to have to focus on two people. The Widow and the Farah. If
We
one
have
of
just-
those can catch him off guard, that make
Four.
it essentially very easy.
4 ults there from Pizza Planet, and they, just until this last fight here, were not really able to take many people down.
Really back and forth right now. Gamers is the last to die. Saying does get, what's that, 3? 4k? Do you see the swap off from McCree, or from Widow onto the McCree? Smart move actually, since Psycho Mantis has swapped onto the Sombra. nice ults there. Unfortunately, they didn't get paired together since Insane didn't have his ult, but surprisingly, System did find a pick with the bomb, even against Double Shield.
And this is allowing Sombra to just kind of, you know, keep hacking, keep feeding away, trying to get some ult. And it looks like maybe we'll be looking for a hack high noon.
That would definitely be fun to watch. Think you're safe with the double shields and then no.
Different from the usual hack bomb that you get.
Or even hack shatter. Honestly, you compare pretty much everything with EMP. It's so busted. Nice headshot there by Gamers. 1, 2.
Mystic needs to get off Zen here. I think I could agree with that. I think they're going to try and utilize this ult first. And then, yeah, I think switching to something, the Brig would definitely help to kind of spy check the Sombra a little bit more.
I agree with you there. I think Brig would definitely do wonders. That would mean they have triple CC. That'll do a lot or against Pizza Planet here. Nice res from Andros. This Mara does get the pick onto Ardemo and liking the denial of space from this.
And
Oh, a huge drop. Even bigger EMP and shatter combo though. Looks like that may be enough. I like the bobbing and weaving there from Mystic Angel. Just flew right past Insane. Got onto point, albeit not for long.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Armor is really good right now. But see, you would say Brig, I would say Baptiste. I think his Immort is way more useful, in my opinion.
yeah. But Briggs is just a little bit easier to kind of turn around, spy check, you know, find that Sombra without wasting bullets and without kind of turning your attention away from the healers or the tanks too much without taking the healing away from them.
30 seconds.
Now it looks like we are going to be running a defensive Sombra for Pizza Planet along with the McCree. They're running the Rhine Diva still. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the double main heals, so questionable. I would have kept some sort of defensive ult or something there to maybe bail the team out.
Attackers incoming.
That being said, we are going to see the Sombra counterpart from Ardemo come out. Pretty much an entire dive team with Doomfist liking it.
You're losing one fight with Zen, you need to swap. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Dive may be difficult because Zuckerby's on the ball and it's like Mantis is on the Sombra there.
This will heal you.
Planet doing a good job holding here. Korean already with the high noon coming into this next fight. They do have the Valk ready as well. And that Doomfist has been swapped for an Echo. Definitely seems to be one of Gamer's Blood's more comfort. I don't think I've seen him on Doomfist much. Nice hack onto Sakura. Can he get the kill? No, he's
Gamer's
taken out by Gaming Blood.
Gamer's able to protect his healers.
Oh, nice pin from Insane. Does take out Mr. Pain. Ooh, the hat came in a little too late onto Insane, and he was able to pull that shatter off. They do have EMP coming into this next fight, but how are they gonna use it?
My will made real.
EMP Minefield would be such a weird combo. Maybe the smart thing would be to wait for Killabot to get the shatter. The killer does
Nice.
take out his counter.
Nice mines here, though, from um, the side of Duck Duck Dive. Was able to kind of force the rest of Pizza Planet to play back, but system error with that Diva Bomb.
That was an absolutely juicy EMP bomb there. And it looked like a Pizza Planet were looking like they were going to lose that fight as well.
Touch from afar. Translocating. The power of destruction. 60 seconds. La oscuridad te espera. Adaptive circuits.
EMP does find 4.
Sombra.
High Noon as well. He only finds 1. Oh, but a huge shatter finds 4.
That
Counter
EMP.
finds 3 here, and Duck Duck Dives are gonna capitalize on it, looks like. Need to take out Amakari in the back, did take out Killabot, but not enough here. No one likes
Able
to
to
sneak.
quickly find
My
the
shatter
Sombra
does
on
find
point.
2. Is it gonna be enough?
Does allow the rest of Pizza Planet to get back, along with the res onto their Sombra.
Yeah, picks in favor of Pizza Planet here. This is Duck Duck Dives' very last fight. Looks like it's not enough.
Victory.
Pizza Planet take the series 3-1.
Play of the game. Quadruple kill.
That was a juicy play of the game.
All right, so then that brings us to the ever fun MVPs.
I have quite a few in mind. How about yourself?
I definitely have a couple for each team that I could think of. You could go with for Pizza Planet DPS. Yeah, Glob did amazing. You could also go with Korean and or it's hard not to put Super into that argument, but on the side of Duck Duck Dive, Gamers Blood and Daddy both did amazing themselves. Had a lot of good points where they stalled. For me, I think I would have to come down to either probably either Korean or Glob for DPS personally.
Okay. Just as you were saying, I think all the DPS did an incredible job. It's really neck and neck, but I feel like personally, I would have to choose either Glob or Gamer's Blood for DPS.
Okay. We can come back to that one and we can talk about tanks. Because I like both of them a lot, honestly. I mean, personally, I am leaning, I guess, a little more towards Glob than I am towards Gamers. just because of a lot of her tires. Really, I don't think there were anything less than 2 to 3 Ks for each tire. But majority of her tires were really impactful for the team.
Yeah, she done a really good job in holding Hanamura as well.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, she was getting a lot of early picks and doing a lot of damage. She got tired within like 30 or 40 seconds with one team fight from 0%.
Yep.
So doing an insane amount of damage. Since we both listed Glob, I mean,
I would say we should go for her.
I would also agree with that.
Okay. So let's take a look at tanks then.
Hmm. I want to give it personally to. It's a tough one. I feel like Zucker did an incredible job tonight. Um, God, it's really tough. Come back to me. What are you thinking?
Um, I think Pizza Planet did a really good job with their tank lines and their swappings. I don't want to take that away from them, but I just do think that Zucker and Katie on Duck Duck Dive were so much more in sync tonight, in regards to everything that they were doing together. I do want to give Insane a shout out because on Hollywood, he was just stalling that last point on defense, as a Zarya, as a high charge Zarya, not going down. Also had a really good bubble on the Mercy that got stuck in the freeze. So
Freeze,
I
yeah.
could put Insane up for that one too. Um, I mean,
Honestly,
System
my pick
Error
would be
also had
Mercy.
some really great diva bombs that we saw.
He was doing a really good job denying space as well on the high ground.
Um, so for me, tank, I'm kind of pretty undecided on because I could go for Zucker, I could go for Insane. I did really like Zucker's flexibility tonight and target focus. Definitely had a lot of good placements on their minds, and the way that they played ball actually was really, they get in there, they disrupt, and then they get right out. They don't stick around too long trying to hope to get any extra
Kind of
damage
disagree
off.
with you there.
So I think I can definitely go with you on Zucker.
Okay, I do want to give a shout out to Insane though. He was doing a really good job flexing to the ball Zarya Reinhardt as well. I'm not sure if he played anyone else, but yeah, definitely did make a big impact for his team on the front line there.
All right,
I think Saka definitely did edge him just by a little bit there.
so that's going to bring us to Pizza Planet for support. So tonight we saw, Ragnarok Alex, CM Punk, Wandros on support. Is there anybody that I'm missing? Because they've all left now at this point. So let's scroll back up and see. I know there's definitely someone I'm missing. Clean also for support.
Okay. Um, for me, I would honestly have to go for clean. They were getting some insane reses mid-team fights, and that was enough to, turn the team fight in their favor quite drastically. Um, maybe they were sneaky, maybe it just didn't go unpunished, but it honestly done a lot of work, and it helped uh, Pizza Planet just get back into that fight and change the momentum into their favor.
I definitely don't disagree with clean. Um, See, for me, I felt like they definitely did a really good job on the characters that they played. I feel like we saw a little bit more flexibility from Alex, actually. A lot of good utilization of ults from him. I mean, we saw him play Brig. We saw him play Lucio. We saw him on the Moira on the Baptiste. Hanamura at one point during one of the holds, like I had called out, he, used the Baptiste jump to get up over the ice wall to make sure the two tanks that had gotten walled off stayed up. So I feel like his positioning all night tonight was pretty key and on point. I honestly didn't really see him like dying because he was out of position. So for me, I'd go with Alex actually.
Interesting. I mean, he definitely didn't play bad at all. He really, like you were saying, his flexibility was amazing tonight. Um, his positioning really did help his team as well. He needed that LOS, and it worked in their favor. It's
Chat.
a tough one.
We can let chat decide this one.
Seth, if you are still here, so Jibba says Alex, I say Colleen.
Chat's gonna go with Alex. That's the first one that we got, so we're gonna go with Alex.
Oh, we're working like that, huh? Okay.
Yes.
I agree.
All
Everyone did a
right.
fantastic job tonight. It was definitely a delight to watch. I think that wraps things up there.
That does. So we're going to end on that. We do have a game tomorrow, a very hyped game, too. Tomorrow we will see. Oh, actually, we have three games tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6:30 CST, we have C9 versus Corgi Core. 7:30 CST, Cosmic Omnics versus Nova, and 8:30 CST, White Walkers versus We the Ops. All three of those games I expect to be really impressive games from Tier 3 because all of those teams really do amazing whenever they come to the fights. So tune on in, and we are going to sign off. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Yeah, thank